Welcome sa Insight Fusion. Sa gitna ng patuloy na pag-ikot ng balita tungkol sa ICC at kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, maraming tanong ang bumabalik. Legal ba ang mga hakbang ng ICC kahit matagal na tayong umalis dito? At kung may warrant of arrest na, obligasyon ba ng Pilipinas na sundin ito? Ngayon, bibigyan natin ng linaw ang mga tanong na yan gamit ang paliwanag ng isang respetado at legal expert na si retired Supreme Court Associate Justice Adolfo Azcuna. Pakinggan muna natin ang kanyang buong pahayag sa Senate Foreign Relations Inquiry na pinamunuan ni Senator Amy Marcos.
We have residual obligations even after withdrawal. Question therefore is whether or not the warrant of arrest issued by the ICC after our withdrawal is something we have to cooperate with. Under 127 paragraph 2, in my view, yes. And therefore, in my view, the warrant of arrest is legal. However, I believe that the surrender is not, because the surrender must be pursuant to a treaty, and therefore, our own law, Section 17 of Republic Act 9851, brought back the Statute of Rome, even after withdrawal, because it requires that a surrender must be pursuant to the applicable treaty. And therefore, in this case, the applicable treaty remains the Statute of Rome. And thus, we have to follow Article 59 of the Statute of Rome, which requires that the custodial state, namely the Philippines, must first bring the arrested person to a local court to determine two things: whether or not the person is really the one named in the warrant. Second, whether or not the person has been informed of the charges against him or her. This was not done. Therefore, there was, in my view, a violation in the act of surrender. However, Madam Chair, this is in the forum of the Philippines, but in the forum of the ICC, different rules apply. The rule in international law, Madam Chair, is that procedural laws are governed by the forum. So procedural safeguards are applicable only to the forum. If the Philippine Bill of Rights, for instance, which says that no person However, criminal proceedings before the ICC is governed by their own procedure. This is in accordance with private international law, that procedure is governed by Lex Fori, the law of the forum. And therefore, we go to the procedure in the ICC. In the ICC, I believe they follow what is called mali coptus bene detentus, meaning that even if the arrest is illegal, the detention can be legal. It does not automatically mean that if the arrest was illegal, the person arrested must be released. They will balance, it's a balancing act. They will balance the illegality of the arrest with the need to prosecute someone for very serious offenses under international law. And in their view, the balance weighs in favor of prosecution. They will prosecute, notwithstanding the violation of the procedure in the arrest and in the surrender, I mean. Therefore, it depends on whether you're talking about Philippine Forum or the ICC. The ICC, I believe, will follow their own procedure, whereas in the Philippines, as it is now pending in the Philippine Supreme Court, in my view, there is a violation and there will be consequences for that violation. Thank you, Madam.
Ngayon, isa-isahin natin ang mahahalagang punto sa pahayag ni retired Supreme Court Associate Justice Adolfo Azcuna. Una, may obligasyon pa rin kahit umatras sa ICC? Sabi ni Justice Azcuna, oo, may tinatawag na residual obligations. Ayon sa Article 127(2) ng Rome Statute, kahit nag-withdraw na ang Pilipinas, kung sinimulan ang investigasyon habang miyembro pa tayo, may karapatan pa rin ang ICC na ituloy ito. Kaya't para sa kanya, legal pa rin ang warrant of arrest na inilabas matapos ang withdrawal. Pangalawa, paano ang proseso ng pagsuko? Dito naging kritikal si Justice Azcuna. Sabi niya, Ang pagsuko ng isang akusado sa ICC ay dapat dumaan sa isang umiiral na treaty. Kahit umalis na ang Pilipinas sa Rome Statute, ayon sa batas natin mismo, Republic Act 9851, kinikilala pa rin natin ang Rome Statute bilang batayan kung paano isusuko ang isang akusado. Kaya ang ibig sabihin nito, legal ang warrant pero maaaring may problema sa proseso ng pag-surrender dahil hindi ito dumaan sa korte para kumpirmahin ang pagkakakilanlan ng akusado at kung alam ba niya ang mga paratang sa kanya, tulad ng hinihingi ng Article 59 ng Rome Statute. Pangatlo, magkaiba ang proseso sa Pilipinas at sa ICC. Para sa ating batas, may procedural violation. Pero sa ICC, may ibang panuntunan. Ayon kay Justice Azcuna, sa international law, sinusunod ang prinsipyo ng lex fori o ang batas ng kung saan dinidinig ang kaso. Sa ICC, pinaiiral nila ang prinsipyo ng male captus, bene detentus, na kahit may depekto sa arrest o surrender, pwede pa ring ituloy ang kaso at manatiling legal ang pagkakakulong kung seryoso ang mga akusasyon tulad ng crimes against humanity. Sa madaling salita, ayon kay Justice Azcuna, legal ang ICC warrant kahit umatras na tayo, pero ang proseso ng pagsuko ayon sa batas ng Pilipinas ay may mga pagkukulang. Sa korte natin may epekto ito, pero sa ICC maaaring hindi maging hadlang ang mga procedural issues para ituloy ang kaso. Ngayon, tanong para sa atin, anong batas ang dapat manaig? Ang sa loob ng bansa o ang sa pandaigdigang hukuman? Dapat bang makialam ang ICC o igalang ang ating soberanya? I-comment lang ang inyong opinion. I-like at huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe para sa mas marami pang content tungkol sa batas, politika at mga isyong pandaigdig. Salamat sa panonood.